Welcome back, everyone, to another dicondissectional production hosted by Deathstroke9. Today we're going to be reacting to Renaissance, a song for all seasons. Alright, so, welcome back. If you're new to the channel, my name is Daniel, and here we react to music, and I try to figure out what the music and the lyrics mean to me personally. If that sounds interesting to you, consider subscribing to the channel, and all that jazz that we go over in every video. Alright, the very first thing I notice when I click on this video is, first of all, it's a whole album. The Song for All Seasons is the name of an album. I'm going to be doing the title track from this album. We've only done one other Renaissance song so far on my channel, and that was a while ago. But this group is freaking really good. Now, the second thing that I notice is down in the comments. Top comment is, Opeth brought me here. Thank you to Michael. Thank you, Michael. Came here from Michael's recommendation. Michael's the reason I've come. Thank you to Michael. Michael. Wow. It's so interesting. It's so cool. There's a lot of people talking about the guy from Opeth in the comments. Now, the first thing I'm going to say about that is I don't always love it when I go into the comments of a video and I see, like, a bunch of people talking about something completely off topic. But I guess since he recommended it. But it's also weird that, like, every comment on it is about Opeth. Not every comment, but all the top comments are. It reminds me of, like, when I go to videos and I see just a bunch of fans of that anime series that uses a bunch of classic rock music in its show, and almost all the comments are people like referencing this show. But at the same time, it's really cool that it's Opeth, so I don't mind. But anyway, all that aside, Renaissance is a freaking awesome group, and yeah, I haven't listened to a song by them in a while, so here we are. Let's get into this. A song for all seasons. 3, 2, 1. Yeah. That sounded like ELP for a second. Bass is freaking awesome. The string section. dramatic. It's so cool. I love it. That was awesome. That'll be the only time I pause it, all right? So far, I freaking love it. That was an awesome introduction. Sounds like some of the most epic fantasy music you could possibly think of. That breakdown portion right at the end there was heavier than most metal music. Like, I want to bring it back quite a bit. It's so cool. Anyway, all right, I'm pressing play. Awesome so far. And we were almost 4 minutes in with no lyrics, but now I just rewound it a bit. So. See what I mean? It's freaking nuts. All right, here we go. Here we go. Absolutely adore her voice. Wow. It's like perfect for this music. so pretty. And I love that it takes its time to build up. It's awesome. The subtleties are incredible. Wow. I thought it was gonna... That's loud. I thought it was gonna explode again. All right. Huh. Yeah. There's a lot that we could say about this. So first of all, the first thing I noticed is that there is no comments from the artist or really from anyone about this song, which is kind of sad because the song was freaking epic. But let's go through the lyrics real quick. First of all, the music, like I just said, epic. Great word to describe it, you know? Very, reminds me of like Lord of the Rings, some of all my favorite fantasy books, you know, Yeah, that's what it reminds me of. Very fantastical, whimsical, magical, mystical, all those words. All right. From the start through all time, here upon the wind, disorder reigned hand in hand with spring. Earth, it reminds me, the lyrics remind me a little bit of Yes lyrics. Just a little, though. Earth and the fire, air and the water molded the sea and landscape, moving, flowing with no seeming purpose, endlessly changing, survival. Spring into summer, time for reflection, time to grow, world full of meaning, place rearranging, face ever changing for all our lives. These are our roots, and it is our way. We grow, we reap and sow. We reap and sow the seasons of our day. Within the heart of all things born that day, the autumn scene brings the winter's way. Colors are shading, misting and fading, turning towards changes, living. Each time the past and the future holding together. Tomorrow, winter to springtime, a season for planning, time to learn, a world full of stillness, world ever waiting, anticipating for all of our lives. These are our roots, and it is our way. We grow, we reap and sow. We reap and sow the seasons of our day. We fall while aiming so high. We crawl flying. Man has north, south, east, and west. Man has trying. Man has north, south, east, and west. Man has music. Man has north, south, east, and west. Man makes music, a song for all seasons through. A song for all seasons, a song for all our time. We'll have a song for all the seasons through. Okay, so lyrically, I see, excuse me, I see them going through, first they go through the elements. They kind of say everything's connected, right? And then they say at the beginning we have spring and there's some like disorder, right? Yeah, so it talks about the elements molding the world with no seeming purpose, but everything's changing, and the ultimate goal of everything is surviving. Then spring into summer, we reflect on that chaos and that everything that was before, that youngness, being naive and immature, and we are reflecting, we're growing. The world now has more deep-rooted meaning. We don't take things so lightly anymore. There's so many different interpretations for this song, I think. Like, you could take it to mean literal seasons, literal seasons changing. You could take it to mean a person's life going on. You could take it to mean 1 year in a person's life. Kind of similar to Moody Blues, or my interpretation of the Moody Blues Days of Future Past. But let's see what else. Then we put down roots and grow and reap and sow, right? So in the summertime, we grow our crops, and then later on we get to harvest the fruits of our labor. Autumn scene brings the winter's way, so the colors are shading, misting, and fading. They're blending together, but they turn towards more change. The past and the future holds together in the winter. Everything comes to a culmination. And then winter to springtime. Now we're planning, learning. We're anticipating the growth of summer again. And we keep going. We fall while aiming so high. So humanity wants to touch the stars. But, they jump like 2 inches into the air. Whatever, I don't know. They jump, they don't get anywhere. Man has north, south, east, and west. So you can go anywhere you want. Man has trying. A song for all seasons through. It sounds like they're trying to create something that will last forever, or at least all throughout the year. Something that will be relatable. Again, the end kind of sounds like they're talking about creating art or creating music, where we want something relatable for all seasons through. We want a song for all time, for all our time, something that will last forever. Now, to bring it more personally to me, I love fantasy. The entire genre of fantasy, right? Lord of the Rings for a very long time were my favorite movies ever. Right now, my favorite movies are almost anything by Tim Burton. And what else? There's a lot of other movies that I like too, but that's besides the point. Oh yeah, who's the other one? Christopher Nolan as well is a huge inspiration and whatever. But still, Lord of the Rings, one of my favorite series of films. A lot of people didn't like The Hobbit for some reason, The Hobbit films. I loved them. I read the books before I ever saw the movies. I've read the Silmarillion, and I've read some of the Tales of Middle Earth books. That's all just one storyline. I love Dungeons and Dragons. I love Harry Potter. All of that stuff. There's so many different book series. A lot of them more obscure than the ones I just mentioned that I have in the bookshelf over there. But I love books. I love reading. And fantasy, I am slowly finding a little bit more fulfillment, or at least catharsis, in creating things, creating art in general. Like when I write, or when I make up songs, or when I even just in these videos express myself, whatever it is, there I'm finding something which I like. Before I really started doing that, a lot of times there would be times where life would feel like it didn't have all that much meaning to it. And there's a few different situations I can like specifically pinpoint. I'll name one. What is it? There's a place kind of near to us, and I don't even know how to describe it. There's like, there's a lake, there's a hill, big hill. There's a parking lot right near the hill, and then you can go. There's like a wall that's stopping you from getting to the hill, but you can very easily step up on the wall, then climb up the hill. Down the other side of the hill, bunch of rocks, then there's a lake. Then to one side, you can go down, you can go one way, and eventually you come to this like rusty gate, which recently had things installed so that cars could not go through. It's just for people to go through. And there's multiple trails, and there's just a forest and some historical monuments, and there's a little way to get to a place where there's a few stone historical monuments in this like little field enclosed by trees. Then you can walk down a little path, which is like hidden to the side, and then you get to this little sandy area right next to the lake, and you could go fishing or do all types of stuff. It's really tranquil. There's not really that many people there ever. There's always like a couple people, but it's never like crowded. I think they once did some historical reenactments there, so I guess it would probably be crowded then. But there's this one place where the trees come up on either side, and the ground comes up on both sides too. So you can walk for a long time, and you're in between these two sides of it feels like a mountain. In that area, there's like two little tiny rivers running next to you, which makes everything in there super misty and cool. Then sometimes we'll be there and it'll be like overcast, okay? It'll be on the verge of raining. And it'll be misty in this kind of haunting woods, and you just look around and you take in the beauty of this place. And I'm filled with a sense, this is a long story, I'm sorry. And I'm filled with a sense of longing for something. And the closest thing I can attribute it to is wishing I was in one of those stories where everyone seems to have a grand purpose and there seems to be meaning to everything, and there's something to fight against that's an evil thing. Because in real life, it seems like... Yeah, in real life, it seems like the majority of people who are... There are people who I think is a villain that other people don't. Or there are people who... Like very few people are actually a real villain, right? There will be people who think they are, but there are not that many people that are actually like the face of evil. I think there probably are people that are like that. But not only are there not that many people who actually are that, and nothing's really as black and white as it might appear to be at first, but then you take it a step further and you realize that even if there are faces of evil, you're never going to really make any type of difference to stop that face of evil. You can try, and people do try, but it all seems rather underwhelming compared to these grand fantastical stories, which obviously are all fake and they're all fiction. Duh. But long story told, this song inspires that feeling of longing in me. When I'm listening to this song, I have chills down my back. I'm on the verge of tears, and in that same space, head space that I'm in when I'm walking down that misty veil, with the trees coming up over me, and everything feels like abnormally cool, right? 20 feet away, it was sweltering hot. Then you walk into this place, and because of these streams, everything's really cooled down. And then you keep walking, and it's this trail, which is relatively wide, and it's lined with trees all the way, and it's this beautiful forest, and then you can look out sometimes and see the lake, and it's like just the coolest freaking thing. And it's like, man, I wish it was like this more often. But I guess the fact that it's not like that more often is what makes doing that so cool. That was very long-winded. Again, I'm sorry. But this song, like I said, inspires that feeling in me. If you're still here, thank you very much. Let me know down below in the comments if you want, if you watched to the point where I'm like, are you still here? And thank you very much for joining me. I'll see you guys soon. Renaissance, freaking awesome. Their songs are all a good length. I like the fact that they're all longer songs. Or all the songs I've listened to by them so far are. So, yeah, stay tuned for more videos, and I will see you all soon. Deathstroke 9, out. We are Legion, my friend.